Hello there, everyone. It is I, Ginger, of the Universal Dance and Music Arts Abu Dhabi, and I'm here with you once more to share a little bit of what I've learned in my dance history with regards to ladies' dance shoes. How do you pick the right dance shoe for you? So, in my experience, I have used and experienced some benefits and also some disadvantages of using specific types of shoes. So I know that question is out there. How do I pick the right dance shoe for me? And we have several various models presented by different dance companies around the world. So I thought I'd just sit here and share some information with you all out there, dear ladies, as to one or two things that for me have helped me inform my dancing and have helped me achieve better dancing as I have gone along in this dance journey. So I shall start and I shall demonstrate. I have my little box here with about 5 pairs of shoes, all worn, all used, so they're not glittery and or whatnot. No, these are all worn shoes, all used shoes. And through this, I'm going to pick them out one by one and tell you what I feel would be the advantages or disadvantages of owning a particular style of shoe, let us say. Okay, so here we go. For a start, I shall start with the classic, well, I call it the classic cross vamp shoe. So I'm just going to show it here so you can see the style. I hope you can see the style here. Okay, we call this, let's call it the cross vamp shoe. You want to see that? Okay, can you see the style? Can you also see the model? So I'm going to take this away so you can see the model. Maybe by inching slightly closer to the camera, this would help. Okay, so here you have your classic shoe. I call this a classic. In this situation, we have what we call the flare. So I think I need to come even closer to the camera so you can see. So this is what we call the flare. It has a kind of a wider, will I say, base. Okay, it's called the flare shoe. And this is the top here. This is a top which is a bit of a famous kind of modern classical style. Okay, it's the cross vamp, and you can see the little spines. Yes, so generally, and here you can see also the strap. So many of these type dance shoes come maybe with an attachment here. So with the attachment here, you kind of have the strap running through an attachment here. But in this situation, it is just the strap loose. And many people like to tie this shoe either over the foot like that or do a tighter ankle strap where they just strap on the ankle itself. Okay, so this is the classic, you can call that, you can see that, and as well as the flare heel. And generally while dancing, I found this shoe in particular to be a good shoe while dancing. I would even dare to say this is the best style of shoe to use, and it has been my experience that I have benefited from using the flare style of shoe and this as well. But what is the drawback in this shoe? The spine. Now have a look here, the classic cross vamp. I'm going to push it forward once more so you can see the classic style. Now, many ladies complain about this style. Why? Because of the spine that it presents. Can you see that open rib? You can call it a rib. You see each part is open there. Taking this away so you can see. So many ladies complain, especially here, of their little pinky peeking out through these holes. Okay, so they have, if you have like feet that are a bit, with, your toes presenting themselves to be slightly narrow, you have a situation where you're wearing the shoe and you have your toe escaping like that, just like my pinky here, just like that through the shoe. So some ladies find this a bit uncomfortable, but generally I found this shoe to be standard and quite nice with nice support due to the flare heel. Okay, over there we go. So that's the first one. I'm bringing my box closer. That's the first one. Secondly, presenting the T-bar. Why is it called the T-bar? Because you can see this little strap that goes from the shoe, from the top itself, which is this aspect. There's that strap that goes up, and then you kind of lace the shoe at the end like so here. So it kind of looks like that on the foot. Yes, I will try to see if I can use some pictures as analogies. So this is what it is. Now the T-bar is a good shoe. But I'll tell you, and actually the T-bar is the most famous style of shoe that is being used by most Latin and ballroom professionals at this very moment. This is January 2026. So I find out that a lot of dance professionals like this style. The rib, open rib, just like previously shown, and the T-bar. And they like to complement this kind of shoe with a slimmer heel. So this is the heel slim. And as you can see, it has a much smaller tip. Now, many dance sport lovers like this shoe, especially with the slim heel. Why? Because it presents itself to be more elegant in general, more elegant. Okay, it lengthens the line of the leg from the back. Okay, so many ladies, many dancers find this shoe to be quite good. Personally, I do like, on a personal level, this strap here, but to be honest with you, one of the drawbacks about the T-bar is that due to the T nature of it, there is some issue in maneuvering. So usually, like the first shoe I just presented, that first shoe you can cross it over. So shoes that you can cross over the foot, I'm going to show my foot, over the foot in an X in this direction is better than the T that runs from the top of the foot to around the ankle. So this is the T-bar running from the top of the foot towards the ankle. And because of this hole, this T in the middle, it presents a little bit of problems in maneuvering on the dance floor. Okay? But the T-bar, from personal experience, is great when it comes to spinning. It presents better spinning opportunities than actually the one I just showed you. So the T-bar is great when it comes to spinning, but a little bit difficult in usage when it comes to maneuvering on the floor, because it kind of takes the whole foot at any one point in time without giving some room for a bit of separation between the front and the back and the heel of the foot. Dancers would understand it. Another thing about having this spindly, or you say this thin heel here, is also it also presents some difficulty. Why? Because the thinner the end of the shoe, the heel of the shoe, the more wobbly the shoe gets. The more wobbly the shoe gets. So it is better, in my experience, to use the flare option. The flare option is wider. So there you go. It goes from a wider top to a narrow base to that heel, the flare, as opposed, in contradiction, to the thin heel. So I hope you can see this. This is the flare. This is the thin one. This shoe, the T-bar, is wobbly in its actions. Okay, wobbly due to the tip of the shoe being slightly narrow, whereas the flare presents itself as having more stability because it is wider at the base of the shoe. Okay, so please do take note of this. I have here now a separate option, a different option. It's also a T-bar, same classic model, but here presents itself as having a flared bottom. So if you like the T-bar, it's great, but I do recommend, for better stability, a flared heel. We're coming now to number 4, the shoe number 4. Here you go. So you have here fusion. Look at the top of the shoe. Do you see it doesn't really have that rib option here? Do you see the fusion at the side? The shoe is more fused. I call this fuse. Look at the side of the shoe. Do you see that? There is no rib or separation here. This is more fused. It presents itself as having also the flared option, which is the better heel, and also the fact that you can lace the shoe around the shoe itself, or an ankle strap decision. You can wrap it around your ankle as well. Okay, but of course I prefer to wrap around the shoe. Now, when it comes to this situation where the shoe is connected in such a way, sometimes depending on the width of your foot, your toe area, this could present as causing a little bit of ache in the foot. Okay, because it is fused in such a way, yes, it does give a good grip to the foot, but at some point you might feel some ache around the sides of the foot. Okay, so it's left to you to choose. Is it you want the better grip option, yes, or would you like the spindly effect here? So the spindly effect, which is here, if you look here, you can see the holes, is generally better when it comes to allowing for the foot to breathe. Let's call it that. Let's call it that. But again, you have the disadvantage in that your little toe could peep through the holes. Okay, so now for those who are afraid of their little toes peeping through, they usually use this fused option right here. But then sometimes you risk having some aches on the sides of your foot. Okay, it is a better grip option. When it comes to spinning, for me, it's neither here nor there. Still okay, but yeah, this is an option you have. So you want to decide which is better for you as a dancer. Are you looking for grip, yeah, over maneuverability? Because this shoe also presents itself as having some problems in maneuvering on the floor because of the fusion at the sides. Not just does it cause some pain on the foot, on the sides of the foot, but also the fusion presents itself as having not a very positive effect on the floor. But the grip option is great. It grips the foot nicely, and you might want to consider it along with the flare at the bottom of the shoe as well. Lastly, we talk about the boot, the dance boot. Now, many ladies like this. I've seen them using it on the floor, the dance boot. Why? Because it presents itself as being a bit more elegant on the foot of the dancer. Personally, I'm neither here nor there when it comes to the dance boot. But one advantage that every other style I just showed you has over the dance boot is the fact that if you look here, see the shoe I'm holding? I was holding it before. Look at the flexibility. I can fold the shoe. And you see that I'm folding that? You have that. You see, I'm able to fold the shoe, which shows you the extent of flexibility this dance shoe has. The same with the spine option. With the T-bar option, I can fold the shoe. Look again, I'm folding it. It's soft. Yes, softer option. Now, you see that? This is important for the Latin dancer, But in the boot, you can see the fusion from the beginning to the end. And note again, look at the inflexibility of the heel of the shoe. The shoe is locked in as it is. So, well, some ladies like it because as a boot, not just does it look stylish on the foot, but it offers more grip around the ankle area. This goes up towards the ankle and grabs the ankle. So for those who have a bit more shaky constitution, that is maybe on the floor, they're a bit shaky they don't have a firm grip of the floor with the soles of their feet, they might like this option because it holds on to the ankle, and it has a zipper here. Some shoes have the zipper at the sides, but it presents maybe helps with stability. But personally, the boot I only use maybe for my heels dance classes when I'm looking to present a different character from my Latin character. When I'm doing my heels dance, ladies or chair dance classes, I like to use the boot personally for its character. It presents a different character. But as a Latin dancer, salsa, bachata, kizomba, cha-cha-cha, samba, rumba, I prefer my other shoes to the boot. Yet some people use this. Why do I prefer my other shoes? It's because they are more flexible. This is inflexible, offering, you see there, no ability to fold the shoe. The shoe is what it is. And also, if, God forbid, you happen to slip on the floor, because of the way the shoe is constructed with the fact that you have the fusion going on all around the shoe, it is most likely that if you lose your balance, you are going. Yes, you don't have the option of really sticking your heel into the ground or grinding your toes into the ground. Why? Because the shoe has compacted your feet. So also because of the fusion at the sides, you notice that I spoke about toe ache or foot ache. Yes, this presents that, at least in my context, and I believe for several others. So what does this shoe offer? Maybe better ankles grip, you can say, depending on if you need it or not. Okay, but what are the disadvantages? It's inflexible. This shoe is not particularly heavy, but I have seen other options that do have a heavier outlook, or when you wear it, they feel heavier. This is light, it's okay. But again, you have that fusion at the sides, you know that. This presents as having a flared option, a flared heel, so that's okay. There are some who buy the boot and use a more thin heel. Well, that's up to them, okay? But in general, this shoe presents itself as being generally inflexible and so better not to use for the Latin dances, but to use for your other heels dance classes, your chair dance classes. And so this is great for this grip and for the look, okay? Having a boot makes you look what, sexier, more sensual. So it's attractive. It offers a great ankle grip, but generally in other aspects, not so much. No flexibility and closed on the sides. So that means that flexion is a bit more difficult. When you want to point, this does not give you a good pointing, because look at that, no maneuverability. You can maybe try to fold it in, but folding it the other way is completely impossible. So watch out for that. So these are my 2 cents on dance shoes. What do I recommend? What style do I recommend? I go with my original, what I showed you. The flared heel, the ribbed front. You see the ribbed front. And I prefer, as I said, to strap my shoe around the center of my foot, as opposed to the ankle. I don't like ankle ties. And I also don't like shoes that come with the strap attached to the top like that, which also presents itself as having an ankle tie. Ankle ties, generally, I advise you avoid them because it prevents blood flow to the foot in itself. That's just my opinion. It's better to have a more flexible top and a flared heel with the strap around the center of the shoe. This is the classic style, and this is what I love. So thank you so much for listening to me right now, and I can't wait to be with you again. So this is just my 10 cents on the kind of shoe I believe you should wear that will present better opportunities. So stay tuned. My next video will be up soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps you in general. Thank you so much. See you next time.